So I don't forget, like I was saying. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Uh, You're welcome. You're welcome. So I would like to start off and kick off our meeting by introducing the newest member of our office and our leadership team.
My favorite person.
And Jeff's favorite person. So you, right? Some of you may have already met her. Hopefully you saw the announcement online, but if you have not yet, our new director of marketing is Kate. So everybody welcome. Kate comes to us with marketing experience. She also has transaction coordination experience, real estate financial processing experience. So she comes with kind of a whole bag of real estate related experiences already, which is amazing, which would be extremely helpful to both Amanda and myself and Jim and all of you. Anything you want to say?
I'm just really excited to be here. It's I think my 4th week starting. So finally, he has been gone the past 2 weeks, so I'm excited to actually start working with her. But Amanda and I are clicking well, so I'm loving it. But yeah, I'm excited to meet everyone in person. I'll probably email you forever, but it's nice to actually put a face to the name. So awesome. Thank you for the welcome. I appreciate it.
Thank you and welcome. We're glad to have you. I was gone. Who said that? I was gone for 2 weeks. Yes, I was gone for 2 weeks. I think it's the first time I've ever taken a 2-week vacation.
How much did you do on your vacation, though?
Very low. I can't
Okay.
I can't say there were some, but Jim was gracious in taking up all of my calls and issues, and Amanda stepped in and helped out. So it was a team effort. So I'm super grateful to both of you and Kate for picking up while I was out so that I could step away from the laptop for weeks. So I also would like to introduce a new agent that joined the office while I was not here. So I even have not yet met her. She's not here today, but Chrissy Harris joined the office. She's a brand new agent. She is going to be working with Erica McCullough in helping Erica with everything that she has going on in her other business, as well as the connection into her real estate business. So if you see her, please make sure you welcome her. I would like to invite up so I can introduce our official office commercial broker, Mr. Stephen.
Recording in progress.
Right? Stephen White. Pleasure meeting some of you guys. Of course, I've had the pleasure of meeting Jane for a while and Trevor in high school. Known Hunter a while as well. So I just came on board strictly commercial. So happy to work with some of you guys. And Jeff, we've talked. So already got a deal from Jeff. If you guys have anything, please send it over. Happy to work with everybody.
Can you talk about a little bit about your experience? How much,
Yeah.
what you've done in commercial, where you came from?
Yeah, of course. So I went to Salisbury with Trevor for 4 years, then went to University of Miami, got a master's in commercial real estate development. Worked for a developer down there, so I've done a little commercial everywhere. Multifamily, industrial, retail, whatever it may be. You know, I've specialized in it. Pretty well versed in everything from, multifamily all the way to industrial stuff. I've been doing a little bit of everything. So been doing it for about 6 years now. Still new, but still working hard and learning, and I'm happy to keep growing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Tina,
And Steve lives up here in Maryland. So,
Tina,
yes.
Oh.
I can only, I'm on Zoom. I can only see your picture. I can't see the group. Am I the only one?
Get the camera turned off.
I can thank you, Rosie, for letting me know. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. I think I got turned back off. Thank you for letting me know. So thank you, Steve, and welcome. We're excited to have you. So now, as you guys know, as we've talked about in the past, unless you have commercial experience, commercial education, we as a brokerage don't authorize you to do commercial real estate yourself. We require that you refer it out to an experienced commercial agent. So we now have one in-house, so we don't have to send those referrals out of house. When he said he works with you, he does give referral fees. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But he said he does give referral fees, so and the nice thing is he's here in the office, so it's an in-house person that you could communicate with. He is not physically in the office on a daily basis, but he is local and present and available.
Yeah. 5 days a week I'm done my event. So if you guys want to meet anytime, let me know.
Awesome.
And we officially, after 27 years, have our first filed lawsuit against us
Yeah.
for an agent
Had to bring that up.
negligence in a commercial transaction that was. So that's kind of why we.
Hence part of the reason why I was not fully able to step away from the business while I was on vacation, because we're in the middle of dealing with attorneys and, yeah, it's super fun.
And 27 years. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty good, but this one was
Yeah,
100% negligence.
on the agent's
Yeah,
part.
and nothing covers it. So
I'm sure you guys don't talk about all the details, but it would be nice to know what they do.
Yeah, no, I can talk about it because, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how you want to look at it. Ironically, maybe the agent is not even an agent with us any longer. And so that's super fun also to have to deal with it, because it brings a whole nother level of dynamic as to us against them, multiple people. So in the transaction, the agent decided to represent a client on a commercial purchase. So he represented the buyer. Did not have any experience in commercial whatsoever. Didn't know what he was doing. Referred the client to an attorney that a lot of us in here know very, very well that does commercial real estate in the area. The attorney was hired to write up the letter of intent and the contract for the buyer, but was never retained by the buyer. It's just hired and paid to write up to draw up the contract and write up the letter of intent. The agent never executed any agency documents, which is being brought into the lawsuit as part of the negligence, and being filed against me for lack of supervision, broker supervision. Even though in our admin email, and this is what's going to help hopefully protect me when I get taken in front of the real estate commission, and who knows about a judge, is our admin email when we reviewed that file all the way back in October when it was submitted. We noted that they didn't have proper agency docs. They never worked to get them and to get them submitted on the file. So we never had any kind of agency representation on the file.
So how is that, if this is the one that we're talking about from, I think, last month that you guys mentioned, the agent is no longer here?
Yes.
How how are you all liable?
Because the contract was under our.
It originated with you all?
It was always with us. So, and
Oh.
that's, we'll get to that part of it in a second also. Keith?
So just a quick question based off what you said. If you can document that you made note that there were no broker documents in there. So it sounds like they're saying supervision, but that's almost like babysitting. Like you made it, you mentioned it, it needed to be done.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's
what's
part
the
of it.
rule in babysitting somebody to do it?
And
You
an
don't have
independent
that if you're not-
contractor.
if you don't have the commercial classes or whatever you need.
Why are they
They
doing
not
the
work
deal?
that.
Not allowed to do commercial real
So
estate.
why would he?
Because
I'm sorry.
agents go rogue. And I mean, this agent, for whatever reason, I don't know where he got the impression that he could do commercial, but he did. And so the document, so us catching and requesting the
That
agent's
should have
docs,
been your
that's
done.
part of it. So that's just one small piece of the
Oh,
whole
gotcha.
lawsuit, right? Because when they sue for everything. But what started the whole lawsuit is fast forward to January, when this agent had come in to tell me that he was leaving the brokerage. He then asked to take this contract with him to his new brokerage,
Hell yeah. See?
right?
Yeah.
Yes. Gave him permission to take it. Nothing from his new broker was ever executed or required to actually transfer that contract to the new brokerage. They never did. So that contract was never moved to the new brokerage. So this agent then legit went rogue. So between the time he told me he was leaving and the time, and fast forward 3 days later, he missed the due diligence window. So he needed to extend the due diligence window because the buyer hadn't cleared all of their zoning inspections and make sure that they could do with the property what they wanted to do with the property. In commercial, it's the agents, and Stephen, correct me if I'm misspeaking, but it's the agent's responsibility to make sure that those windows and contingencies and deadlines in the contract are met. It is not the attorney's responsibility. This agent didn't know that because he didn't know commercial. So he's reaching out to the attorney that wrote up the contract, asking the attorney to draw up an extension of the due diligence window. So for those of you that don't know commercial, the due diligence window, think of it as your home inspection contingency deadline, right? Once that due diligence window closes, the deposit money goes hard. Done. Hard. There's no other out. Now there's other weird things with the contract that maybe should it have been, did they have an out? Possibly. That's all irrelevant. Bottom line, buyer loses a $22,000 deposit. Buyer, because the agent didn't draw up the extension paperwork before the deadline ran out, right? What do we tell you guys about your home inspection deadline? You're coming up on the home inspection deadline window and you're still in negotiations and trying to negotiate. Before that deadline passes, you send over what? A termination and a negotiation document and say, in lieu of termination, we'll extend or we'll negotiate or you'll agree to this, right? But you get that termination document in if you don't have a signed extension, right? Same kind of concept. It should have been extended in writing before the deadline passed. It wasn't. He was waiting for the attorney to respond. The attorney was out of the country, whatever. It's not the attorney's responsibility. It was his. Buyer loses $22,000. Seller sues buyer for the money or what. So now there's attorney's costs involved also. So now buyer's attorney are suing agent and Tina Hyatt and Company Real Estate as broker for negligence, failure to supervise.
And it's threefold. So you have guarantee fund claim, you have a commission complaint,
Real estate.
and you have a civil suit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of layers. to it.
Who's suing, the buyer or the seller?
The buyer is
Buyer
suing
suit.
as his buyer representation.
But the buyer was automatic, was originally, I think you said like last month, was still in the agent.
Yeah.
And then the agent had used a residential addendum to.
Yeah,
Like,
which really,
I remember the story.
but the problem with the event, so even if, like taking out that it was a residential addendum, yes, the residential addendum, and thank you for paying attention in last month's meeting. Even if the residential addendum had been used, but it was submitted before the deadline and the seller signed it, none of this would be an issue.
Yeah.
The issue is he waited until after the deadline passed to send over something. And as I said to the agent, I said, this is the problem with dabbling in commercial when you don't know commercial. Commercial agents that do it all the time have forms that have been drawn up by attorneys or their brokerage in their toolbox, just like you guys have forms or letters, or they know how to handle that and they know how to properly extend that period. He did not. And so that's what got him in trouble, because he was doing outside of his expertise,
His
field of
lane.
expertise.
Stay in your lane.
Yes.
Yep.
So how many years? 18, whatever, since 2009, this is the first time that we've been sued. So to refer to, somebody asked about the broker supervision piece, and by documenting and asking for the agency docs, hopefully our attorney feels that the real estate commission piece of it, she doesn't think I'll have an issue. She thinks I will be dismissed. And the fact that he went rogue, that he told me on January 10th that he was leaving the brokerage, asked to take the contract with him. I agreed. I signed off with his new broker on the communication. January 12th, I think, was the deadline for the due diligence, and he didn't. And so there's also this weird window, and he just kind of dropped out of communication because he had said he was gone. He was going to the new brokerage at that point. So there's all these pieces in there, but the real estate commission complaint hopefully will get released, but one or the other has to happen before the other. You can't have a civil and a real estate commission complaint at the same time, because the real estate commission complaint will be referred to the Attorney General's office for investigation. And so whichever one this client's attorney decides to file first is what we'll have to address first. The guarantee fund claim can be against the agent, myself, both. So yeah, we'll see. It's super.
Does the guarantee fund claim start covering civil lawsuit, fees?
No, it doesn't. No, doesn't cover. No. So in theory, what our attorney said was, what she would do is file the real estate commission complaint and guarantee fund claim first. Let that process through. I mean, this could be like a 4-year process minimum. And then once that's resolved, now you have all these attorney's fees that have accumulated over those 2-3 years, because real estate commission complaints can take 2 or 3 years to fully flesh out. So now you have all these attorney fees that have accumulated. Depending on what judgment comes out of that, then they can turn around and file a civil lawsuit for any money not resolved under that, plus any and all attorney's costs.
Does everybody know how the guarantee fund works? So if they are awarded, the fund pays it, your license is suspended until you pay the fund back. So you're kind of like a catch-22. You can't make the money to pay it back. But what happens though, that opens Pandora's box. So a lot of times, if you can settle, like it's not ridiculous, you can settle work. And if you think you may have a chance of losing, that's the way to go, because now once you get in front of the commission, they subpoena all your files, all your emails, all your text messages having to do with that case. So then they start digging and they start finding other stuff. Then that's when your license is could be in jeopardy. So a lot of times, you go that route, you just try it. Or if they offer a settlement up front, is it worth paying it out?
But I'm just curious, what is his other broker? I think I'm mildly thinking, you don't have to keep talking about it, but his other broker, I don't understand how, and by you signing off, why that other broker is not.
Because they never actually transferred the contract to the other brokerage. No form was, so I don't know if you got anybody that knows that's transferred into the brokerage and brought a listing with them. Be required immediately for accepting that listing into the brokerage, a signed addendum from the seller stating they acknowledge that their listing is being transferred from outgoing brokerage to Hyatt & Company Real Estate as the incoming brokerage. And we require the seller's signature. I don't know if it has the broker's signature on there. I don't.
For management.
Yeah,
Clients
management.
clients and
Yeah.
offices.
And that gets documented, then we accept that in Bright and transfer it over. Commercial is very different because the commercial contract written by the attorney has verbiage in there of who the brokerages are representing the clients. And there's no MLS listing or contract or anything to transfer over. It's all, so nothing was ever drawn up. I mean, come on now, he didn't even draw up the extension. Do you think he drew up anything to actually transfer the contract legally? No. So that wasn't taken care of either. And so.
He
I
never
mean-
had an agency doc. So he did all this without fire agency doc.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
So, and in addition to the guarantee fund claim, the real estate commission complaint, part of it, which is separate from the guarantee fund claim, they can fine him up to $5,000 for any violations within that they find him guilty of, or me, each violation.
And is the
Up to
seller
five-
also
Up to
suing?
$5,000. Seller already got their $22,000 deposit. Seller doesn't care. They're done.
No, they're
They're done.
I thought
And
they were suing the
happened.
buyer too.
Guys, here's what happened that I think is really important to note, because I hear you guys say this all the time to me.
Hey guys, let her talk.
He was in active agreement of negotiations of the extension of the due diligence period, meaning the seller had said, yeah, no problem. We're good. We'll extend the due diligence period. Don't worry about it. Send us over whatever you need us to sign or whatever. And they were supposedly agreeing to allow them to have more time. And then 2 days later, it went hard. The next day after that, they said, never mind, you're done. You're out of due diligence period. And because the buyer needed to terminate because the property couldn't be used for his proper zoning. So he needed to terminate. When he went to terminate, they said, well, you can terminate, but you're not getting your deposit back.
No, why don't you get back $22,000 because you left the damn bull?
So, yeah, they agreed and he didn't get it executed for the deadline.
Correct.
So that's wrong.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
And I just want to let you know,
Found guilty and liable for this money. He is refusing to pay it per their demand letter back to them because he says he doesn't have it, which
So that,
Too bad, so
so the way broker supervision, so just to clarify. So when this goes in front of the real estate commission, there's an investigator that calls, I've been through many of these and we've always gotten out of them. So it gets in front of an investigator, and they look at two things. Number one is the broker supervision. So they call us as supervisors to say, what have we done to supervise this person? So we have the office meeting. We send them the office meeting minutes and they cover that topic we talked about.
and our attendance
And
sheets.
in their attendance sheets. The other thing is they look at, what's that?
That
Well,
ad,
you know, file review, do you review your files?
And it asks for documents that happen to you blow up the contract. We get in front of the commission, they dismiss us. Now it's all on the agent. We've done our part, the supervision. So when those emails come out, there's a reason for it. So to protect all of us.
No, I was gonna say, like, that's why whenever people are wanting addendums for certain things.
Yeah.
And,
Get them.
and lenders annoy you to get this is why, because somewhere down the road, somebody sued for something.
The other part of this that you guys should understand also, since he left us, since this agent left us, our E&O cannot protect him.
Can't defend
They can't
him
defend him. They're actually going to defend us against him.
because we are included in the lawsuit also. The errors and omissions insurance, we are the current client covered. They cannot represent us and him in the same lawsuit because this lawsuit's going to turn into, unfortunately, us against him. I have to prove how I supervised him, why he was adequately supervised, why he had the opportunities to learn and to know and to be educated that he didn't take advantage of, and that, like you all just said and acknowledged, so these questions are asked of you, that we had a policy in place that you do not do commercial real estate without the experience and the education to do so. And he went rogue and did his own thing and did commercial real estate without knowing what he was doing. I know.
So we're
So-
gonna, I'm not interrupting the board.
Yeah, right.
So funny thing about it now, not so against you all, because you provide as well. Now broker, the supervision class for PE has been
Reduced.
it's reduced.
It's reduced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They are dumbing down the broker education every single year. Every year. Mark.
So first off, I think you speak for everybody in this room, you have 65 character witnesses. let's say. Second, if you had signed off on this and he never transferred it, you have written documentation saying it was released.
Doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter because we were still
But
the brokerage
right, but
represented
you
in the
can show a clear
contract.
pattern where he did not do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So remember, the three pieces, the real estate commission complaints,
Right, it's separate.
we feel pretty good that
Right.
I'm gonna be released from that and excused. The guarantee fund claim, hopefully the same, and that'll go to him and he'll be responsible financially for it. The piece where our attorney is not quite so confident about is the civil lawsuit piece. Because now you're not talking about real estate commission guidelines and did I meet the guidelines of broker supervision and education? Now you're going in front of a judge and or jury for them to decide whether as a broker, I was negligent or whether I had further
Yeah,
responsibilities.
but with all that
To the client
documentation,
Yeah, it shows
that
that
they're gonna laugh.
Hopefully,
but
I hope,
different in the civil lawsuit because they don't have the real estate background.
Yeah,
so
in-
yeah,
Yeah, the civil lawsuit.
But you gotta don't worry
There
about
you go.
it.
But still.
thank you. I know.
Supervision
So-
isn't- isn't baby step.
I mean, we're not super worried about it, but it's a great talking point and education point.
So, a question.
Yeah,
Normal work sphere, just take this out of the equation. What is, if you and Jim or any broker are brought before the real estate commission, what is the level of guidance that they expect or would have an issue with if you didn't do it? So like you said, we are required, we're subcontractors, right?
Right.
We report to you, but we're subcontractors. So we do our paperwork, we send it in, we get the emails back.
Right.
Some people may or may not do what's in those emails, and they could go back and forth several times.
Right.
So at what level, take this out of the equation, what you're doing now, though, does the real estate commission say to the broker, okay, you've done your guidance and it's on that agent? Because they're not doing what you told them to.
right.
It's not black
It
and white,
depends.
it's correct.
Yeah, I mean, it's not super. Do you want to talk more about
Yeah,
that?
it comes down to, is there a pattern?
Yeah.
So let's say we've sent this agent the same email for 20 transactions. They still aren't submitting their deposit or these important things, then it's lack of supervision.
Now
We
I
didn't
become
let this agent
negligent.
go because we allowed it to happen. So, but if, we didn't know these things were happening, over the last 12 months in one of the meetings, or last week, we've covered topics. How many trainings do we have a month here? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. So if you compare us to 90% of the brokers out there, we do more supervision than most. And
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah. I mean,
So, was that, I don't know if that answers your question. I mean, so it's kind of it's black and white, but it's also gray, and
You want to be able to provide
there's-
stuff
yeah.
that crush him.
Right.
I don't know what he can even say to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Guys that cover
Yeah.
your butt.
people always wait. If you guys know anything about us, we will take it. If you're with us.
Yeah.
We will take it to the mat. That's why we prevented every single real estate commission claim
Yeah.
except for one, and every single potential.
Some of you have had me go to the mat for you and go to battle for you, and that's what we do.
The
The
guy got
hard part here is
No idea.
our hands are tied, unfortunately, and it sucks because, there was no hard feelings, I can't even communicate with him anymore. I have been told by our attorney, stop all communications. You cannot respond to his emails. He's asking us to provide him with stuff. I cannot provide him with anything. And it sucks. But it's the reality of this is the situation that we're in.
I really was. Can we get side?
Yeah.
Under eye?
Yeah. All right. You're good. You're welcome. Yeah. That wasn't even on the agenda, but. Yeah, so, okay, I'm not gonna go up the market fast, right? Clearly, right, obviously, not much has really changed, little bits ticks up and down, and that's normal. But there's nothing crazy going on with the market, it's kind of status quo. Our June top producers, we did have an awesome, you guys had an awesome month last month. Our top listing agent, we actually had a three-way tie with 3 individuals having 4 listings each in the month of June. So that was Bob Fry, David Buckman, and Saeed Mohebi. So I know, right? In second place for the month, also incredible. We had a tie, a 4-way tie with 3 listings each for the month. That was Jeff Choice, Michelle Garino, Joshua Harris, and Marissa Hen. Top closed sides. The month of June with 6 closed sides, and I think she is online. It's Ellie Stummel from Northeast. Yeah, Ellie. And then in second place with 4 sides each, we had a tie. Yes. We had a tie, David Buckman, Bob Fry, and the Taylor Home Team. Top closed sales volume in third place with 2.5 million, David Buckman. Second place with 2.7 million, Bob Fry. Incredible, both of them. But nudging them out in first place, this equates with 3.2 million in sales volume, Ellie Stummel. Gonna go here. And then our top E-team producers, these are the agents on the lead team, only counting their lead team deals for that month. Ellie is hiring an assistant, and if anybody wants that job, let us know. In third place with 1 contract, 2 listings for 1.9 million in sales volume, Saeed Mohebi. Congratulations. Second place with 2 contracts and 2 closings for 2.1 million in sales volume, Nick Amack. And then in first place with 3 contracts, 3 closings, and 1 listing, 3 million in sales volume in the books, the Taylor Home Team. On the right side, and I'm gonna fly through. So I just wanted to give you guys a state of the union update, a state of the office. So we do this mid-year. Hopefully you guys are doing this for yourself. If you want to come in and meet with me, I'll do it with you to kind of recap your, somebody, that did not sound bad. I will recap your numbers with you in a very positive, uplifting, supportive way. Kind of go over the rest of the year, come up with a plan to help you hit your goals for the rest of the year, whatever those might have been, or make sure you're on target. So just let me know, jump on my calendar. But for the office, I wanted to share this because to me, this is super exciting to Jim and I. And so we wanted to share that excitement with you guys because this is a representation of the work that you guys are doing. Closed sides for this year, year to date, compared to last year, year to date, we are up 10.1%. Yes. Well, sales volume, which speaks an even better picture. Your sales volume is up 14.4% year to date. 8,000 houses, right? Doing a little bit less work for more money. Average closed price in the office is up 4.3%, which is awesome. That represents that difference, right? I mean, that equates, that math is mathing. And all of that, those increases with a smaller number of agents. So our office size has gotten a little smaller intentionally. we, every year we meet with agents and we reassess and readdress their goals and their business, whether they're present. And this is part of our broker supervision, right? If I'm not seeing your beautiful, shiny, smiling faces at office meetings and trainings and all of the things that we're required to have you coming into, then you may not be a good fit for the office. So we are currently sitting at 96 agents in our 3 offices, which is unbelievable because our production is up with a smaller core group of agents, which means our per agent productivity has increased. So we do still hold, as a smaller, mid-sized boutique brokerage, one of the top per agent productivity percentages in our entire marketplace. So congratulations to all of you guys. That's incredible. But that also, the agent size is what allows us to pour into each and every one of you, right? I would rather have driven, motivated, business-minded agents that want to make and build and grow a successful real estate business at a smaller number than 200-300 agents that are just all over the place. Kenya, I'm next. That are all over the place and that aren't focused on their real estate business, right?
Quality over quantity.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. Exactly.
Quality of.
Quality over quantity. It contributes to the culture, to the productivity, to our reputation.
We were doing this volume of 150 agents.
We were not.
This is, he's fine.
Yeah. Our volume is even up, and I didn't put these numbers up there, but our volume, annual volume last year and then this year, year to date, is higher. We are breaking records than of numbers that we ever had when we were Exit Results Realty. So, which is awesome as well. Our average sold to original list price is down by 1%. All that really tells me, and that's an adjustment of sellers' mindsets, right? And the market shifting a little bit more to a balanced market. But every month this year, we have posted higher numbers than that correlating month in 2025. So congratulations to you guys. That is awesome. So hopefully you guys are feeling that in your businesses and in your goals. But if you're not, come see me. Let's talk and work together on building a plan. Keith, Alec, any updates? What's going on in lending?
Yes, I have a couple. Can I come up?
Yeah, come on
I'm
up.
gonna go real slow. Daryl.
I like it.
You're gonna go right side.
Very detailed.
No, well, one thing I wanted to point out, which I've been talking about lately, this is a very, very important number. Average close price, 4.3% increase. That means appreciation. So people that want to wait another year because they think rates are going to go down, you got to start selling that. That's where the bonus comes in. Remember, I used to say that stupid thing, marry the house, date the rate. That's why, because appreciation over the next, few years is going to etch about 15%. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick, just two things. One, the rates. As you may or may not have heard, the peace talks have kind of stopped. So the war started picking up again. Monday, the bond market lost like 40 basis points, which is not good. But then yesterday, just to give you an idea, when I keep putting in my market updates that I am sending normally every Thursday, if you ever get a chance, but the market is yo-yoing. That's all it's doing. Because on Tuesday, because the inflation numbers came out, now the inflation numbers come out, but it's based off of the peace talks. So when gas was going down, so inflation had fallen, so the inflation number went down more so than they expected. Therefore, even though the bond market pooped the bed on Monday, on Tuesday, we ended up closing up 32 basis points. So we basically got everything back we lost Monday. And then this morning, I saw my initial email. The update was we were up 12 basis points. Now, again, that can all turn around tomorrow. So again, the market is yo-yoing. I say rates are still anywhere from the low sixes to the upper sixes. Like I had a guy yesterday, he's got a 740 credit score. He's not a first-time buyer. Him and his wife make well over the county area median. Well, if it was just him, the rate would have been like a quarter point better with worse credit and less income. So again, every buyer is different. So when you get somebody saying, well, my brother just locked and got this rate, none of that matters. But as far as the rates go, it's a yo-yo. I mean, again, until this war ends and that's it, nobody knows what's going on with the rates. But the other thing I did want to just leave on this note, is everybody aware of the flip rules? And if you're not, don't, it's no big deal. But just so you're aware, because anytime somebody is looking at homes and the house is fully renovated and vacant, the first thing I do, I go to SDAT just to see when that transfer date of the deed recorded. Now, keep in mind, that doesn't mean when the property was sold. It could have sold 2 months prior. A lot of these counties are on delays reporting. But the rule is, if the property was sold on January 1st and you have a buyer going FHA, you have to wait 91 days till you can write a contract. Okay? You can't write a contract till day 91. Now, on the flip side, if that same buyer bought that property for $100,000 and they're selling it for anything over $200,000, and you're within 180 days of that seller buying it, you're going to need 2 appraisals. Okay. And then the third thing I wanted to say about that is, if you are running into an issue, and I just found this out the other day and I'm still trying to get clarification on it. We all know the appraisal and the case number stick with the property for 6 months. Okay. That means if you have a listing, you had an FHA buyer, they fell apart, that appraisal sticks with it. A month later, a new FHA buyer comes along. Well, as far as I've always known, and most of you, they have to use that appraisal and the case number. But I've been told by DML Corporate is if there's something funky with that appraisal, or your buyer wants to get a new one, apparently there's a way to do it. There's a way to get that done. I'm still trying to find information on that, so don't make that a public thing, but that's what I was told the other day on Thursday, and I've been kind of going back and forth with higher ups just because I've never heard of that. That means that if I'm a buyer, I go to a property, the house has an appraisal that's supposed to stick for 6 months, but it came in lower than the list price. Well, then I can just order a new appraisal. It's never been like that, but just make sure, because I've been seeing a lot more flips lately. And when I ask, is it a flip? People and I don't expect you, it's not your job to really know, except if you do see a home and it's fully renovated and it's an investor owned, just find, and you have an FHA buyer, just try to find out when that seller bought the home, not when the deed transferred, but when they bought it, because that will be at least a couple weeks or maybe even a couple months before that transfer date. I mean, Sam and I are having one right now. We closed in June and it's Baltimore City and the deed's still not recorded. So again, the city lacks, but a lot of other counties do lack as well.
I think Bob Fry had a question.
I was asking like clarification when you say something funky, like what was it, something that triggered you to add that particular?
No, because I have a buyer that is looking at a property, he's going FHA. The appraisal was already done, the case number was already done. So of course, Joanna sees that right away. Her instinct is, all right, I'm going to contact the lender, get the case number transferred, get the appraisal transferred. And all of a sudden I start hearing from Sue at corporate, like, well, we should present this to the credit committee and see if you want to get a new appraisal. I go, am I in the twilight zone? Yeah. Like this has been, I go, A, I don't want a new appraisal. That's the reason we took the deal. And B, let's just keep moving forward. So again.
Bob, what did you want to add to that?
No, I was going to say I've always followed exactly what Keith said, but I had in the last, I think 6 months where somebody did order a new appraisal even though there was a case number in effect. I can't remember the
I-
details, but it did
I was
happen
able
for
to order
myself.
one a couple months ago when an FHA appraisal came in low. Is if you can show material defects to that appraisal, HUD will maybe let you order a second appraisal. It's very rare. So TBD on that. What's
I think there's something that stipulates based off counting of days after it was reported.
No, it's all
Never.
about
It was always-
settlement date. It has no bearing on deed transfer date. It's what date did the seller take ownership of the property, not the date the deed transferred.
So you said, they, would take.
So I was aware of the first one, the third one that you said, but I've never heard of that second rule where you have to get 2 appraisals.
Right, so the rule states that if a seller purchases a property for X amount of dollars, if they're going to list that property for over 100% of the acquisition cost, so again, they bought it for 100, they're selling it for anything over 2, and you're within them owning the property within 180 days, the seller, then you need 2 appraisals.
That's what's it for FHA or all of this one?
No, that's just FHA. This is all just FHA flip rule. It has nothing,
Okay.
conventional VA, doesn't matter. It's only FHA. And also, just because a condo is not approved FHA does not mean it's not approved VA. All right, I see a lot of condos are VA approved, and if you ever have an issue, Daryl calls me, just call me anytime.
Who's responsible for second appraisal? One buyer you have to do.
Well, again, I always try to push it on the listing agent because they know that it's flipped. But at the end of the day, the buyer cannot pay for it. So that second appraisal has to be either split between lender and seller or listing agent or lender or buyer. The buyer can't pay for the second appraisal.
And that's no matter how long the property's on the market.
Well, that's on a flip. On a flip, if you need 2 appraisals, the buyer cannot pay for the second.
It's 180
Okay.
days. So
Yeah, if you're within 180 days.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're within that flip
I don't know
guideline,
the
and I
guideline.
can send that out to everybody about the 91 days, the 100%, and the 180 days. Because it does get a little confusing. But just remember, if the seller bought it for X and they're selling it for over 100% of that, and you're with 180 days of the seller acquiring the property, off of the settlement date, not the deed transfer, then you need 2 appraisals. And I've gotten saved by that because the deed transfer date might look like one thing, and then you find out from the listing agent, oh yeah, they bought it 3 months ago, and you're fine. So just keep an eye, only because I've been seeing a lot of them lately. Just keep an eye on it because it does happen. I don't want anybody to get burned.
So is this date of offer or date of the contract acceptance? 90 days, 91 days.
91, I mean, you guys don't know better than me. I guess it's the contract date. So people will write an offer and then, and I'm saying if you're close, within a week or, a few days, they'll write an offer and then we can get a revised first page or something. Just talk to me and we'll figure it out. But if it's like 2 months away, I doubt the seller's going to want to wait on that. And some sellers, believe it or not, don't even realize that they're flipping and they can't take an epic. I think Kim and I had one, there was an auction or it was an online offer. And one of the offers was like an FHA offer. I'm like, well, they can't even accept that. So you might as well take that out of the mix. So just be careful with that. Only, again, because I've been seeing it. And rates, yes, once this war subsides, finally, I think we will see rates go down. But in the meantime, it's just whatever the news wants to spit out and how the market reacts.
We have 2 quick questions.
Oh, yeah.
Millicent had a question and then Michelle Garino does, but Millicent asked, this is more of a question, I think, for all of us. What's the possibility or more like the likelihood that a seller will actually inform a buyer's agent of an active FHA appraisal? And she says, I would hope the listing price would reflect it. No, I mean, well, to the second part, no, they're not gonna, if they got an under appraisal on an FHA appraisal with a previous buyer and it fell apart, they're not gonna reduce the price.
Well, they're not gonna list it higher than, well, again,
Well,
who may?
they're not gonna reduce the price
Yeah,
to
they're-
match the FHA
Right.
appraisal. They're gonna say, the seller's gonna say, well, that's a crap appraisal. We're not reducing the price. Come to the table with the extra money or go away and
Yeah,
we'll find
wait.
another buyer.
Yeah.
And they're gonna hope that they get a conventional buyer
Exactly.
or a VA that has a different appraisal amount. So, but I don't ever see, maybe you guys do, a seller or a listing agent notify you that there's an existing FHA appraisal.
Once in a while, like they'll say we had a
They would
deal fall.
accept your offer.
Yeah, they might say, well, we had a deal fall apart, but then it's our jobs to say, well, was it FHA? Did you have an appraisal done? Like I had one listing agent, they didn't even know the appraisal was done. I'm like, you didn't get a call? Like, you didn't.
You didn't meet the
Yeah, you didn't meet the appraiser. Like, how do you not know you have an appraisal done on this? That's the one we were able to get
Yeah.
a second appraisal because we found faults in it.
So on mine, I had it happen 32,000 under appraisal with the VA loan. And yes, I kept the price where the price should have been, not where that crappy appraisal was. And then to her first part of the question, yes, when we got more VA offers, I had to have that discussion with that agent and say, look, here's what happened.
But they can get a new appraisal. It doesn't
We
stick.
were told at the time we could
No,
not.
if it's a different buyer, they can absolutely 150%
For
order.
VA.
Order a
We
new.
were told we couldn't.
They do not
I
have
thought you
to.
told me.
No. I said, let me look at it.
Okay,
I said, if it's the same buyer,
yeah,
they have to use that appraisal. If it's a brand new VA buyer,
yeah.
they have the option. They can take that, which you don't want, but they can get their own appraisal if it's a new buyer, not the same one.
Thank
Sorry
you.
for that.
Michelle.
Okay, you're
misinterpreted.
canceling, so,
Well, they weren't gonna pay that, and he couldn't have gotten a new appraisal.
yeah,
He would either had to pay the difference or switch his financing.
yeah.
Michelle Marino has a question.
Hey there. The other thing I was going to say in referencing to what Keith was talking about with these FHA and the flippers and, when these flippers double the value on the house, I had one hit me where, if you double the value on the home, so let's say the flipper bought it for 100K and now it's listed for 290, I don't know, whatever, then you need two appraisals and it hits you halfway through. It's really important to know because it really can slow you down. And those appraisals, I guarantee are going to be drastically different. The other thing I was going to say in the appraisals in general has nothing to do with what Keith was talking about on FHA right now, but there's some weird stuff going on with appraisals. If you get a bad appraisal, don't go doom and gloom and think that your deal is done. Court just had one where it came in 35K below list. And she was right on point with listing the house. She actually listed 10K below the highest sale in the neighborhood. And a few things transpired. They wound up with a second appraisal, list price. I mean, a $35,000 difference on two conventional appraisals. So, kind of brainstorm with the
Opinion of value.
Yeah.
So that's what it says right at the top. This is an opinion of value.
Yeah. So brainstorm with the other agent and figure out how to get your people to the table because that deal
And
could
meet
have
the
crumbled really
appraiser.
fast. And they
Yeah.
figured it out. 35 grand is massive. Something is seriously wrong if you're 35 grand off on an appraisal.
Yeah.
I had one
Thanks, Michelle.
25,000 undervalued. I had the buyer. My client walked. That house ended up selling for $3,000 more.
Could have
$3,000
been.
more than our contract sales price. So
Oh.
it ended up appraising for more.
Right, again, if you have an appraisal and just because it came in at a value, if that listing agent feels very strong that that value is there and they get another buyer and it's not FHA, then yeah, I would definitely order another appraisal. But yeah, I mean, again, I will dispute any value, but again, now they've gotten tight on that because especially with VA, they want to serve the veteran. They don't want a veteran overpaying for a home. So I can dispute anything, but now they want almost like the buyer to initiate it, which a lot of times it is in the buyer's best interest that the house does appraise. They might be getting seller help they need, or they really want the house, and they're going to do whatever they can to get it. So yeah, if an appraisal comes in not right on the money, and if there are errors, have your lender, take the proper steps and challenge it. As long as you got the good documentation to support.
Next question, sorry to drag this one. I walk through a house and I see things like, handrails missing, broken paint, all this other stuff. And in the listing, when you self-listing in MLS, you can say what type of loan. So I'll put cash conventional, knowing it's gonna be flagged for FHA, VA. Somebody told me, you can't do that because you're prejudiced towards source of income.
Yeah, you can't.
And why does that in the plan?
Because it's not that I mean, technically, and I could be wrong, but technically, that type of property, let's say it's missing a handrail, it'll get flagged for FHA. That doesn't mean that it's not eligible for FHA financing, because they could put for any FHA, unless you're selling it as is.
That's the point.
But if they put in any required repairs, $500, or again, the situation, but I don't think you can do that for like a handrail. Like
and this is what we're being taught in fair housing classes is source of income is a protected class. Source of income in purchases equates to the type of financing that a buyer is wanting to use to purchase a property.
So then what's the purpose of the MLS to say?
I don't know. It's the MLS. What's the purpose of half?
Because let's say it's a condo that's not FHA approved. That FHA can't do FHA financing on that. So that might be one. Or if it's a flip and it's a flip, you might put only conventional cash or VA. Or, there could be
You cannot say for as-is properties that you cannot come with FHA financing or VA financing if there's repairs required. Because you have to accept it, because the buyer maybe could do an FHA 203 loan, or the buyer might have money and decide that they want to make those improvements themselves before settlement.
And I've had that. I've
had multiple agents call me with that happening recently. The buyer, it didn't pass the FHA appraisal. It was as is. There were certain repairs that needed to be done before settlement, and the buyer wanted to make the repairs themselves before, so that they could get their loan approval and then go to settlement.
And on top of that,
on
top of what Tina just said, because I had that same thing last week, a buyer thought the appraisal was going to come in with a couple minor things. We already had it worked out with the listing agent. Hey, the appraisal comes back subject to the buyer's willing to go in and fix everything. Or when I've talked to listing agents, I've even brought up, well, it's an FHA buyer, you're saying as is. And a lot of times they'll even say, well, we listed it as is, meaning we're not going to do any repairs based off of the home inspection. But if it's a lender required repair, that's a different story. So that brings me to your contract. When somebody says as is, that lender required repair section, do not leave that 0, because you're potentially hurting yourself. Because if it does come back like that, then we're,
Unless
What
you're
are you gonna
competing,
do?
if you're competing and you need like some leverage.
Yeah.
And the buyer's willing to take care of those issues, then.
right.
that's-
Well, yeah, then you could put 0 as long as the listing agent will let the buyer make the repairs. And a lot of listing agents are very cool with it. Like our listing agent was like, oh yeah, they want to go in and fix it. Just my seller's out of state, or they're elderly, or whatever. And if the buyer will do it, then who cares?
Even like I know there's not a lot of Fannie Mae home pad closure listings out there, but when I listen on the seller side, if it was close to being FHA insurable or VA insurable, a lot of times they would sell it as is. They wouldn't do home inspection repairs, but they would do the actual lender required.
Right.
A lot of people think they're selling closure. It's no way, but 9 times out of 10, if it was close and they could do it within 1,000 or 2, they would do those repairs.
Right. And and as Jim just said, a lot of these as is listings are just meaning they don't want to negotiate home inspection. They're okay if the lender requires something. They just don't want to negotiate home inspection repairs. What's up, Chad?
I've had both ends of start at a VA appraisal where they made us pick up patients out of the grass and fix rusty nails and fence outside. And back in February, I have one that was FHA. It didn't have a rail, it had a detached garage that visibly removed from the sound, and the FHA appraised it.
Yeah, look, they're not perfect. They're people. They miss stuff. They don't, and
Some
also
stricter than others.
if you're a listing agent, if you have, and this is it, if you have like a cubby area or an attic that just make sure those things are not locked. Because the appraiser will definitely want a reinspection to go back to open any locked doors. So if there's a room that's locked or whatever it might be, just make sure you're going around when the appraiser comes and make sure everything is unlocked. Because then it's going to be another 150 for them to come back just to see, oh, there's nothing in there. So just a heads up. I've seen that happen recently too. And I'm sorry I went so long.
You're fine. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sam Houston with Legacy House Title. Invite him up all the way in the back. Hi. So if you guys don't know Sam, this is Sam Houston, our partner with Legacy House Title.
I'm not gonna take too much of your time. I know Tina hinted on the commercial stuff a little bit, so I kind of wanted to just bring that to light. Commercial is a whole different ballgame. Every transaction is different. There's no forms you're gonna find on MAR that's for a contract or anything like that. You will find, I believe, MAR has commercial listing agreements, broker agreements, leasing agreements, agency. It has all that stuff with brokerage. As far as the actual contracts and all that go, come to me. They just come to me. Because there's some steps that you have to start with the LOI, then you get into negotiations, draft the contract. Then when stuff happens along the way in the contract, there's need to be amendments, addendums, things like that. Don't write them.
Is there a there's a standard Maryland residential contract? There's no standard commercial, so
No.
you would write them.
They're all written by attorneys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll start with the LOI, letter of intent, everybody doesn't know. So that's basically, 1 to 2 page form outlining all of the terms of the deal, right? So purchase price, any little things, due diligence period, all that stuff. Commission, yeah. It'll include everything on the LOI, and that goes to the seller, and that's what they review. That way, everybody's not going back and forth trying to write a contract, and negotiate all that, and then everybody's wasting their time when it was never going to work in the first place. So the LOI is the starting point. Once you have the LOI, then, I've done enough commercial contracts that I have a template kind of, but a lot of that stuff is like for the boilerplate language. And then you get into all the details, and depending on what type of property it is, what it's going to be used for, like all those things that determines how you run the contracts and what you want to put in there. So any contract question, any commercial questions, any of that stuff, just come to me and I can, I'll tell you like, hey, this isn't going to work, or this is how I would do it, or whatever the case could be. So, generally speaking, most of you are probably going to be dealing with very basic commercial deals, because most of your buyers, it's not like you're having somebody coming to you that want to buy, $20 million, 200 office building, something like that. So a lot of this stuff's gonna be pretty straightforward, but to protect all of you, don't do anything commercial unless you talk to me. That's
and me.
protection. So I would rather you come to me and me have to do a little bit extra work and hop on a phone call with you to explain things than to you get it over your head and then something happens to you like, oh, I didn't even know that happened. I didn't know that could be an issue. And then Jim got to deal with it and you got to deal with it. And then usually they hit me up and I got to jump in. And then it's like, just buy some litigation attorneys to take this on. We don't want to get to that point. So just come to me for commercial stuff. I'm happy to help. Happy to answer any questions you have. Yeah. Okay. That's all I really want. That's all. I don't have anything else. There's nothing else crazy going on right now. Everything's going great. Everybody's all closing. Everything's good.
Thank you.
Just that. All right.
Thanks, Sam. Dan, Jim, anything you guys want to update us on lead team stuff?
Lead team staff, everybody's doing really, really well. We're at 100% of our 6-month look back, which has not happened for like a year and a half. So really, really awesome job, team. We're already halfway to our goal for this month, so we're right where we need to be. I can tell you, looking at Unlock right now, Miss Casey Taylor is in the lead with 33 points, with Nick Amack trailing her by just 4 points. So hold on to your spot, Casey. It's getting fierce. And then I have to add in all the personal deals as well. So that might be the determining factor. But we're hoping everybody will still come to Unlock. It's a really, really great event, good time. And then not September, August, Winning Wednesday, we're going to be introducing a new system that we've already talked about a little bit, Why Loco. It is a complete game changer for everybody on the Zilla team. So I'm looking forward to having Alicia in the office with us on Winning Wednesday in August and rolling that out for you guys and doing some training.
Okay.
So a lot of good stuff coming.
Awesome. And I know we've had some additional agents jump into Unlock and register. Jimmy is joining us at Unlock. Ellie is joining us at Unlock with you.
Oh, and we have a discount code for it.
Yeah.
20% off.
How much?
20% off.
20% off discount code. So if you want to go to Unlock, it's not just for lead team agents. It's not online lead training specific. It's everything real estate world, the changes in our industry, updates, AI training. It's supposed to be phenomenal. I can't speak to it because my first year going. But yeah, so if you want to go join us, we should have a pretty solid, awesome group this year.
It's in Vegas.
Ellie needs a new
will get
code.
you the
She
new
said
one.
her code wasn't working. So, all right, thanks, Ellie. Jim will get that to you. Ops updates. Amanda just dipped, so I'll bring her back in and see if she... Do you have any ops updates?
Turn in your stuff. It's very important that the brokerage reviews your stuff so that way you don't end up in situations with attorneys. Also, please make sure you submit. I just want to be your friend.
Yeah.
I just want to help. Other than that, I think we're all good. We're all squared away. I got your dues. The only other reminder I have for you guys, if your credit card is getting ready to expire or you had to get a new one, don't forget me while you're updating all your stuff. So then that way we're not charging to a card that doesn't work because we pay for a card. So please let me know if you do update. Other than that, I think we're all good. Summer's underway. Everybody's going on vacation. And yeah, no office meeting in August. So
Thank you.
I'll see you all in September.
Awesome. Thank you. So on mine, I'm going to keep them short and sweet, but I just want to make sure everybody knows and remembers. I put out in the Facebook group the links, and Kate or Amanda can always get them to you as well. We did create a branded template for a seller's guide / listing presentation. You do have to spend a little time updating it because obviously these are not your real team people, right? Like, so this is who you want on here. Who's your team? I know, right? Let's be. I know, right? Still into that concept. So I know, right? They look like a good looking team, but if you don't, so please make a copy of the template. I think it makes you make a copy before you start editing it. But you can also, I don't know if you realize this, the hide page button, you can hide a page or unhide a page. So if you just don't want this page to print in or you can delete it if you want to delete it. It's in the private Facebook group. If you search in the private group seller guide, the link to Canva will come up for the template. I can also, or you can reach out to Amanda or Kate and they can share it with you also. So this is the listing presentation / seller guide, getting your home ready to sell. It goes through everything. There's even, you can add in comps. So there's comp pages if you want to add in the comps into your report. So this is an additional one in addition to the digital one that's in KV Core. This is a printed one. Some of you have taken this and you've had it professionally printed and like with a spine and it's saddle stitched, like staple stitched. The others have had it professionally printed and bound with glossy covers and things like that. So it's up to you what you want to do with this. But I did brand it to the company. So your trusted vendors, you can go through here and add your trusted vendors. Or if you don't want to get into this, then hide this page or delete this page. There is a commission section in here that talks about your compensation. Please edit that and make sure it matches your business model. The other one, I did also do a buyer's guide. There is also a seller trifold or a trifold brochure in the templates as well. that it's a little informational trifold brochure about you, so that you can use that in your buyer or seller packets as a little handout. Or if you're going to events, it's a great little piece to have on a table at a marketing event. So I did a buyer's guide as well. This one's a little bit newer. There's 2 different cover options. You brand it to you also. So make sure you go through and do that and update this as well. So it's in here if you want it, but this one's more for buyers. All the way at the end of it, if I can get to the end of it, there are some additional resources at the end for you to use. There's like a checklist or a worksheet or something like that. Yeah, but so take a look at those. I just want you to know we have those for you. They are templates in Canva for you to use.
I just want to mention one thing a little off topic. When you guys get contracts and you're sending them to the lender and title, I know you've been including your buyer broker, which says, you know, you're getting 2.5, 3, whatever it is. But please make sure, because a lot of you guys all have different admin fees now, and I can remember a lot of them, but some people will change them. So just please make sure you just remind us of what your admin fee is. And if just because the buyer broker is in there, that could have been signed when you first met the client, and you might be taking if they're paying any part of your commission, please let us know so we can disclose properly. All right. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Can I?
Yeah.
So, just let,
thank you.
County does show house every year. Just to get off my topic here, but I wanted to put this out. This year it's the house called Valhalla. It's in Maryville, Maryland, and they're looking to sell ad space. And someone reached out to me for a realtor. I know who's putting the pamphlet together. So if you're interested, it's a pamphlet that's put together that's given out to all the people that go through the show house. So it will touch the hands of 4,000 to 5,000 people. And you could have your name. You can buy a quarter page, half page, a full page. You can talk to the woman that's coordinating it. I have her information. And it usually talks about the decorators. If you've never been in the show houses, usually each room is bid on and goes by a different decorator. And then it explains about the history of the house, the decorators that do the room, the landscapers, and then they do ads. So if you would like to get, it's in Howard County. I would imagine where the house is located, it's probably going to be mostly Carroll County people going through it, but it would be a great way to get your name out there. Again, I don't know what the ads are selling for, but if you're interested, let me know. I can give you the contact person's information. And I believe the window closes on the ads next Thursday. So it's just over a week from now. But it's a good way to get your picture. Yeah. Yeah. They're nice. They're usually really beautiful. Because they take over an old mansion usually, and they renovate the whole house inside and out.
They did the castle in Old Ellicott City one year.
Yeah.
And that was a really Did you? Yeah. So yeah, it's a great event. So thank you for bringing that up. So anybody that's interested in that, it's a great marketing opportunity. So reach out to Carolyn and let her know. So last but not least, I did want to touch on, this is like just becoming a thing. And I don't know if any of you have attended classes or are focusing at all on this or not, but we're hearing about it now everywhere I go, every class I go to, every trainer I hear is talking about AI searchability for agents. It used to be, and we first started to hear about this at the Zillow conference, and then I heard about it again at the HCAR conference, and then the other day I was on a webinar that was talking about it. Tom Ferry's talking about it. Brian Buffini is talking about it. Guys, this is real, and it is the next big thing that is starting to emerge. Remember when I told you guys years and years and years ago, you got to do video because video is going to be everything for realtors. And everybody was like, okay, yeah, I don't like video, but I'm not going to. This is like the new thing. And this is where you need to be in order to stay ahead of the curve. It used to be SEO, search engine optimization, Google searchability, what mattered, right? And we taught a lot about SEO, how to make yourselves findable on Google. Google Now is they're finding not the number one search tool that people are using for anything anymore, but in particular to find and hire a realtor to list or help them buy a house. People are going to AI. They're going to whatever one they prefer, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it is that they prefer. They're going there first and they're asking Claude, refer me or tell me who the top 3 listing agents are in the Ellicott City, Howard County area for homes priced in the $600,000 to $800,000 price range. Claude, tell me who the most experienced buyer's agent is in Anne Arundel County waterfront homes priced over $1 million. That's where they're going to find their realtors. And so this article that I pulled up, and it's on NAR. NAR is now training and posting articles and blogs about this with tips on how to be findable. It's called GEO instead of SEO. It's Generative Engine Optimization, and it is a lead generation tool. We were sitting at the Zillow conference in Georgia with this other broker owner and her business partner or another team leader in her office. And they said to us, we are getting, I don't even remember how many they said, 40,
a lot,
50 some leads, seller leads a month from AI, from people searching them and finding them on AI and then calling them, wanting them to list their house. Yeah.
So how do even like a lender or a realtor, how do you get to be?
So I'm glad you asked. So in your meeting packet, thank you, Keith. I'll pay you after the meeting for asking the question. So in your packet are, and you guys can do this, you can go, I encourage you, go to Claude, go to ChatGPT, go whatever, Gemini, whatever AI tool you're using, and ask it to create a plan for you to become findable through GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. And it will give you the plan. This one pulls from 2 different sources. What I put together for you guys as a resource. I didn't just go to Claude and say, create a flyer for me for my agent meeting, which I could have, and it would have been great.
Get reviews.
Yes. So this actually came out of an article that came out from NAR by a writer who is this Al Jensen guy, or this Jensen guy who put together these tips. And this was May 18th. And what they are saying, and I bolded parts of it for you to pay attention to, but buyers and sellers are increasingly turning to AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, among others, to ask questions like I just went over, called GEO. And people are getting this trainer, Jansen, who trains on AI and helps people with AI visibility. His clients have reported direct listing inquiries originating from ChatGPT and included in AI-generated recommendations. So on the next page, I gave you its tips. It's how AI pulls your information, and it's the top tips on how to become recognizable and findable by AI. And it's not easy. Like, it's not like you're gonna pay and great, I'm going to pay for some Google ads and I'm going to be findable on Google. It takes time, attention to what you're doing, and intention, right? Intentionally creating stuff. So, does somebody have a question? Carolyn, did you have a Daryl?
Is that new program going to tie into this at all?
No.
With AI?
No. But that's a good question.
Different. This is completely separate. And this, I tried doing this. You got to sit down and take a whole day. Like, this isn't something you
and not just a day. Like, this is like, okay, each week. If you want to do this and be findable, like if you go to ChatGPT right now and you search the top 3 realtors in Howard County, I think it's, who did I say came up?
It was
not somebody you would think. It's not Bob Lucido. It's not
somebody with low sales that is
Northrop. It would he is well known, but I just can't think of who it is.
Somebody else there.
Kinnear. Thank you. Yes. Did you look at? You did it. Yeah, I think it is Kinnear. So, so number 1, check how AI sees you. Search yourself. So, and we talked about this in my AI class. Go to AI, your particular AI that you use. Ask it to do a deep dive research of you and to generate everything it can find about you. That's the first thing you want to do, right? And I trained on that to build out your AI, your voice, your writing style on AI, right? So you want to do that first. There are some cool tools, and I did this Mangles AI search grader, the website. You can go there, you can put in your name, comma, realtor, and your industry real estate, and you can hit go search, and it will grade you on your AI searchability and findability. Sadly, mine was a 0. So I got a lot of work to do too, but so figure out what you look like first, right? What's your search score look like? What's out there about you? Focus on answering real questions. So first of all, you want to find out what people are asking AI about our industry. And so one thing it recommended was Google's People Also Ask feature. In the Google search results near the top of the page, it can reveal current search behavior. So you can ask a Google prompt, prepping for a home sale. And then it's going to tell you what people are asking AI about prepping for a home sale. Take these questions and structure content around them. Answer those questions. What am I talking about? Blogging. Content. Creating content intentionally, right? So when I say that this takes a little bit of time, but guys, this is free lead generation that you can tap into if you put in the sweat equity, right? We've talked about, Jim talks about all the time, check equity, sweat equity. This is sweat equity, but the payout is worth it. 50-fold. And right now we are on the cusp of this becoming huge. So those agents that can get in on this now, or lenders that can get in on this now, you're ahead of the curve. You will come up towards the top, and the more, and it's a consistency, right? This isn't like I put in a day, I spend a whole day, and I sit here and I do all the things, and I do all of Tina's 1 through 5 tips. Great, I'm done, and it's going to start coming in. This is an intentional marketing plan that you will have to implement on a regular basis, like once a week or once every other week. You decide, but you decide what you want to get out of AI. You guys know AI is huge, right? You need to be where the people are going. And right now, it's not Google, it's AI. So creating content, take those questions that are what people are searching about, then make them the headline of your blog, right? So the headline of your blog would be, how should you prepare a house before selling? And then you're writing your blog content to answer that question and putting it out, blogging it, right? That's number 2. Number 3, being hyper local, creating hyper local content, right? Notice I said, if I'm going to buy a house or sell a house and I need to sell a house in Marriottsville, Maryland, what am I asking AI? To find me the top 3 listing agents that sell houses in my price range in Marriottsville, Maryland, right? I'm not saying Maryland. I don't care about Deep Creek. I don't care about Ocean City. I don't care about Hagerstown. I care about Marriottsville. Who sells houses hyper local where I'm going to be selling a house or buying a house? If I'm buying waterfront in Annapolis, who are the top 3 agents that sell waterfront properties in Annapolis, Maryland, priced over $1 million?
Soon to be Ruth Ann Strauss.
But you got competition. So hyper local, being hyper local. So focusing on neighborhood specific, intent driven content, create neighborhood level content and offer niche local expertise instead of generalizing, right? Because a lot of us want to say licensed in Maryland, Delaware, DC, Pennsylvania. I can serve you wherever you. That's great, but that doesn't help you with AI. Number 4, build up your digital reputation. This is one that a lot of us are lax on. And what I mean by this is keeping your digital information current. Making sure your online profiles are complete and up to date. Your Google business page. Guys, some of you still say Exit Results Realty. Some of you have old email addresses on your Google business page. But keeping your online profiles complete, whether it's realtor.com, homes.com, zillow.com, I don't know, ratemyagent.com, what, all the things. And you guess where you can go to find out where you should have digital profiles. Say it together. AI, right? You can go to Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, whatever you want, and say, I'm a realtor that services Howard and Anne Arundel County, Maryland. I want to work on my GEO. Please recommend and tell me where I need to update or create online profiles to help increase my visibility, right? And it'll tell you.
It scores you even. I just did it for fun to find out. It'll score you.
Which one did you go to?
I went to ChatGPT and just asked it about how I'm doing, and it gave me like 9.8 out of 10 professionalism. My lowest is like 7.10 for luxury positioning. So now I know I need to work on that.
Luxury positioning.
You guys just put it in. It'll grade you, and it might hurt a little, like stains.
Yeah. But remember too, thank you for that. Niche, right? Picking a niche and focusing on a niche or a niche or however you want to say it. But like, so for Ruth Ann, maybe luxury positioning isn't the niche that she wants to focus on. So that score can be a little bit lower if that's not what she's focusing her content on, right? I don't know. If it is, okay, that's great. Then that's what you're focusing on. This one, guys, I can't stress this one enough. A steady stream of recent, relevant reviews online. New reviews should constantly be flowing in. You should constantly be getting new reviews online. Google business page reviews, Zillow reviews. So AI systems weigh reputation signals such as your reviews and ratings, consistent use of keywords regarding services, locations, and specialties, as well as media mentions and backlinks across the internet. Prioritize the following sites in your online presence: Google Business Profile, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and then your real estate sites. And then be consistent. So this says outdated profiles, missing links, duplicate listings, lack of reviews can weaken AI visibility. I was on a training the other day that said buyers are actually going to YouTube to watch video property tours of listings as one of the primary places that they go to view property tours, to YouTube.
Started doing that, like every time I raise this one, I get another show.
Thank you. Thank you for adding that. That's awesome.
I'm doing that.
Awesome. Great job. This guy's clients typically publish over 40 optimized content assets per month with AI's help, right? So not all of this you have to do yourself. You have the help of AI now too. You can use that. So overall, it comes down to focusing consistently on these fundamentals, using consistent branding everywhere. I'm going to pause for effect. Consistent branding everywhere. Actively collecting reviews. Pause. Back. Linking all social media profiles back to a central website. You guys have your websites. If you don't have one, shame on you, $25 a month. Posting regularly across social platforms. Ensuring online business profiles are constantly up to date and completely filled out. We are at one of those pivotal moments where AI is coming, just like Google came in 2000. It's all about building authority and your AI visibility footprint. So on the right-hand side, it kind of summarizes those top tips again, but This is huge, guys. To finish this out, only about 8.4% of agents are currently showing up in AI-generated answers in their market. And AI referral traffic reportedly converts several times better than traditional organic searches. So there's a first mover advantage right now. So do you want to be on the cusp and on the forefront, or do you want to be behind trying to catch up where everybody else has already been there and they're there? It is warp speed. Thank you. This is not something where like, okay, video is it's becoming a thing. We can figure it out. And we were talking video for like the last 10 years, right? No, I mean, you guys see it, you know it. AI is going it's moving forward at lightning speed pace. So, yes, it's something else to think about, but it's a decision that you guys need to make. Do you want to be there? Do you want to take advantage of this? Do you want to be searchable? Because this is where they are seeing an staggering, unprecedented numbers of people moving away from Google search to AI search. So it's not about, are you findable, or do you come up in the top one? Are you there at all?
Just saying that their customers and customers are using it, and we're gonna start to see AI responses from customers.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Like we're already seeing it. They're gonna use it. And
yeah.
Some of them are gonna use it and destroy their lives.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're not using it to battle the AI that's coming at you,
yeah,
then you are gonna be behind the eight.
Yeah. Sure. They're using it for legal advice.
No,
this is why, guys, I fully believe this is why we are facing so many freaking legal calls, more than we ever have, because they have legal Zoom free at their, whether it's right or wrong, because half the time it's wrong.
I think AI makes impact on all.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
It can,
everybody now
so it can create this argument for any case. And I think that the lawyers that can employ AI the best are the lawyers that are winning.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Keith.
I was just gonna say, the problem I've also noticed, because I have clients call me and they're like, well, I ChatGPT.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, well, ChatGPT is great if you're putting in the exact correct question. I go, what you're looking for is not what the problem is.
Right. Not only that, it's not paying for it.
Yes,
they're using the free version. It's outdated and it's using information and data from 2, 4, 6 years ago. So it's giving them wrong answers, and they're relying on it as Bible. Like it's right. It's always right. It knows. And it doesn't. They're not. Like, I mean, you can play with it, and like I put in things, just simple, stupid things like, what is the last day of school for Baltimore County schools? I put that in because I was curious. I needed to know for personal purposes. Put it into ChatGPT. What's the last day of school for Baltimore County public elementary and middle schools? It gave me dates that were completely wrong. They were off by like 2 weeks or something crazy. No, it was terrible.
Friday is the 13th.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helps me figure out.
And the other thing is, I got a call the other day from a recruiter, and I could tell within a minute that either something was really wrong with this lady, and I go, "Are you AI?"
Oh, AI. Yeah.
She goes, "Yes, I am." I go, "How long have you been there? Like, what are you doing?" She just it's like you could see the smoke coming up from the system. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
No. Nice. We have AI HSA people that are calling it. Yeah. Yeah. I know. There's several. You can tell. Like I now know when I'm talking to an AI bot, and I like to mess with it and try to.
I'll just say 555.
Cannot compute. Like
totally. So
555.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, guys. Any other questions before I let you guys go? Because I know you guys want to go eat. So hopefully this was helpful. Use it if you have questions, but there's tons of classes out there now on it also. Thank you, guys. Okay. Michelle asked a question. Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, got it. All right, guys. Have a good one.
That is a lot.
Are you a